Hello everyone, and hello to those who watch the recording of this webinar. So today we will have the topic which is how to improve teamwork and how to develop soft skills of students by using a template that we can have in Challenge Me. So we have different formats to address these use cases. So I will present you everything just after. Just before, let me introduce the company for those who don't know us. So, Challenge Me, we are a peer review solution. We exist since 2015 and we are fully integrated to the main learning management system of the market, like Moodle, Blackboard, Brightspace, and others, with the LTI standard. We work with business schools, engineering schools, and universities in France, in Belgium, Canada, Switzerland. Um, and we have more or less 100 establishments who use us. Um, so as I said, the topic of today is how to improve teamwork and develop soft skills. So to see the different use cases in the website, you can go to application examples and then select use case library. And here you will be able to see all the use case you can launch with Challenge Me. So you have lots of different use case to give you some ideas. You can filter this use case if needed, and you can access to our use case generator to have specific use case on the subject of your courses. So today I will filter the use case with developing soft skills because this is the topic of today. And we can see that we have different use case we can have here. Um, Today we will see a format which is the assessment of group members. So we will ask the student to assess their group members with whom they have collaborated on behavioral criteria like communication within the group, initiative taking, ability to help others, and other criteria. And we will see that we can launch this activity on one iteration or several iterations, depending on what you want to address. So you can have different goals with this format. This first one is to develop students' soft skills, so to help them to understand how to best contribute to the group work and what are the different criteria to best contribute to a teamwork. You can also help students to improve their ability to work as part of a team. So how to understand how to be more efficient in the teamwork. And you can also use it if you want to evaluate the dynamics of the group and the effectiveness of the group. So you have this template just here. To understand what is a use case page, I will take an example. So this one, for example. And here you can see that you have the name of the use case, the main objective, some benefits, some example of criteria as well, and the detail of how this template will work. So here we can see that we have 3 iterations of assessment of group members. So you can see the different phases of the challenge. And you have also some advices to understand what are the best practices to launch this use case. So for this one, we can see that we have 3 iterations of assessment of group members. So the students will have to assess their teammates with whom they have collaborated 3 times at different moments of a project. For example, if you have a big project, you can launch different iterations at different moments of project. You will have several benefits regarding this format. The students will understand what each criteria mean exactly with the associated description. So, for example, if they have to assess the self-management, they will understand, okay, what is the self-management? What is the fact to have a critical thinking skill? It will also allow them to prepare themselves to the professional world by understanding how to give efficient feedback and how to receive feedback as well from their peers. They will develop their abilities to adapt to different situation and environment because they can be part of a team. It can work perfectly, and it can be more complicated with different group members. So they can understand how they react facing the different situations they can meet. And the interesting thing with it to have different iterations is it will put the students in a posture of progression because they will first receive different grade and different feedback on the first iteration, and then they will know that they will have 2 or 3 other iterations, and they need to improve their contribution to the teamwork to have a good grade for the future iteration if they first received average grade. So once we see that, we can now go to the platform to show you what kind of activity we will launch today. So if I go to a Moodle environment, so just to remind you, we are fully integrated to the main learning management system of the market. And I will show you first what a student will be able to see with this use case. So here I'm logged as a student, but I'm in a Moodle environment, but it will be the same if you're using Blackboard or Brightspace or others LMS. And to participate to a challenge, I just need to click on the Challenge Me activity in my Moodle course, and then I will be redirected to this kind of interfaces. So in the template I present you today, I have, as I said, 3 iterations of assessment of group members. So here as a student, I can see the 3 iterations. So the first one, second one, and third one. And at the end, I will be able to see the results. So the results can be accessible to each iteration, of course, to allow the student to understand what are the different grades regarding the different steps. So for the first one, if I click on it, as a student, I can see the group members of the group I belong to. So I can assess each of my teammates, and I can also assess myself on different criteria. So here I have criteria from 1 to 10 stars, but we can also have predefined options like a scale and other kind of criteria. I will present you just after how to edit it. So here I have integration to the group, communication within the group, ability to help others, initiative taking, and organization. So as a student, I will be able to select an amount of stars for each criterion, and I will be able to give my feedback to each of my teammates and to myself. This is for the first step. I can do the same for the 2 other steps. So here I have the second step. I can do the same. And I have the third step where I will be also able to do the same. So depending of the evolution of the project, I will put the same grade or I will change the grade I gave. And when I want to access the result, I click on results. And here I can see the different grade I received on each step. So 7, 7, and 6. I have the average of all the phases and all the criteria used to generate this grade. And here I have the detail for each phase. So the first phase, I can see that I received 7.20 out of 10. And I have the average by criteria just here to understand how to improve myself. And I have some feedback from my peers. Everything is anonymous, so I can't see who is the author of this feedback, for example. I can do the same for the second iteration and for the third iteration. It allows me as a student to understand my progression. So did I receive better grade at the end, or if it's not the case, how my grades have been generated. So depending the different criteria I use, how I can best contribute to a group work. So here, for example, ability to help others, I have been rated less than the others criteria. So I can see this information here. So I will show you now how you can create this kind of activity in a Moodle environment. So as I said, it will work the same principle in Blackboard or Brightspace. So I'm in this course, and this time I'm logged as a teacher. So I have the right of teacher in my Moodle course. I can click on Edit Mode, and then I can click on Add an activity or resource, the location I want to add the Challenge Me activity. Here I can select Challenge Me, so I will do. I will name my activity, so test, and I will click on Save and Display, and open a new window. And then I will be redirected here. So here I can select to create a challenge from scratch. So I will add one by one the different faces I want. I can also select a template, an existing template. So I will select evaluation of group members. And for our case, I can select develop students of skills or measure group dynamics. So I will select this template because I know that in this template I will have 3 iterations of assessment of group members. We have other templates if you are interested in it. Do not hesitate to contact to consult the use case library on the website. So I click on measuring group dynamics. So it has created this challenge with predefined title, summary, and the main things, the different phases for this challenge. So here we can see that we have three phases of assessment of group members, and we have a results phase. We also have a group registration phase representing the project. So the participants don't have to participate in this phase because it's just representing the project. So we will enroll all the groups here, and the 3 phases are linked to this phase. So if I select the first one, I can indicate a start date and an end date. I can also allow late submission if needed. And I can activate notification to inform the students of the start of the phase and to inform the student 24 hours the end of the phase to remind the participant who didn't participate. Here I have the instruction. So I can give instructions to the students. And I have here the assessment criteria. So here I already have predefined criteria. So integration to the group, communication within the group. Each time I have different level for this criterion. So the first step is inability to work in a team, then gives his or her opinion within the group in a constructive manner while being open to criticism, give his her opinion constructively and values the input of others while detecting an unspoken word, and play the mediated role in the group. So you will have four levels for each criterion predefined for the predefined criterion. Of course, if you need to edit it, you can. So you could just need to select and to edit the field you want. If you want to add more criterion, you can click on Add Criterion just here to select the criteria score configuration. So do you want stars? So from 1 to 10 stars, or you can also modify the number of stars if you want. You can select predefined options, checkbox, just allow the student to give an open feedback without giving a grade. So you have different options you can use. So I will delete this one. It was just to show you that you can add more criterion if needed. So we have all our criteria here. Then I will have the option tab where I can activate a global feedback. It means that the students will be able to give a global feedback. So it's this field. So if you want to activate this field, just activate this one, and you can make it mandatory if you want. Then you have the participant. I will show you how to enroll them just after. And you will be able to do it, to do the same things for each of the phases you have. So you have the first phases with dates. You can define new dates here and new dates here because the assessment criteria are the same with this template in the 3 phases. But if you make a change of some criteria in the first phase, you need to apply these changes for the two other faces. And then you have the results display phase. So here you can indicate what are the results you want to display to students. So here it's indicated that we want to display the result of the 3 faces. If you want to uncheck one, you can, but I will let it for this one. And I will choose the kind of information I want to display to the students. So by default, we have the own score and the average per evaluation criteria and the received feedback. If you need to activate others option, you can. And you can also choose to hide the result for participants. It means that only the teacher will be able to access the results. So I will check for this example. Then I have the scoring module allowing me to indicate what kind of score I want. So let's imagine I want to score out of 20. And I will be able also to add some coefficient to the criteria. If I want to weight some criteria, I can do it like that. So for example, integration to the group, I want a coefficient of 3. Same thing for the communication within the group, coefficient of 2. And I can also apply coefficient for the faces. So let's imagine I want the third faces to be more important than the others. I can indicate that I want a coefficient of 3 for the third one. For the mid-course, I will indicate a coefficient of 1 and the start coefficient of 1, just for example. So you can apply the coefficient like that, and you can also apply penalty for the students who didn't participate or participate in the late period. And then I will just show you how you can enroll the students. So to enroll the students, I'm going to the face representing the project. And I'm go to the participant tab. Once I'm in the participant tab, I can import the groups from my LMS. So to do it, I can click on Enroll Teams. Here I have the course of Moodle. So if it's Blackboard, Brightspace, it's the same principle, but here it's Moodle. So I have the course of Moodle, and you have the groups of Moodle and the groupings of Moodle. So let's imagine I want to select some groups of Moodle. I can do it like that. So I select my groups. So here, 4 groups have been added. If I don't use the group feature in Moodle, I can also import the groups in Excel. So to do it, I just need to click on Import Participant here. And here I can drag and drop an Excel sheet just here with a format with the column email and the column team name. And then the groups will be imported. So just to remember that you can enroll groups from your Moodle page or directly by adding the groups with an Excel sheet. Depend of what is more convenient for you. Once I did it, you can see that I have 17 students enrolled here, and it's the same for each of the faces. You don't need to re-enroll them for each of the faces because the 3 faces here are linked to the project. So you can see that you have all the students enrolled here. So it works with 17 students, but if you have 100 or 1,000 students, it will work exactly on the same way. And once everything is done, you can click on draft and publish the challenge. And by this way, the challenge will be accessible in the student side, and they will be able to use it just by clicking on the challenge me activity which we've created on Moodle. And then let's imagine we have launched the challenge and you want to consult the results. You can click on Result Viewer just here. And here you will see the different step of the challenge and the result phase. So if you click on the first step, you will see all the users enrolled in this step with the groups they belong to. And you can see if they have validated their contribution. So here you can see that Theo didn't do the feedback for all of the group members. And you can have the detail by clicking on 0 out of 5 on this column. And in the result display, you will have the score for each of the students, so the score for each phase and the overall score, depending on the coefficient you have indicated. and you can export everything in an Excel sheet just by clicking here. So here I don't have data, but I have one with data. Yes, this one. I don't have a lot, but just to let you imagine, here I have the overall grade, and I have the different grade received for each of the step. If I click on it, I can have the detail of the feedback received. And as I said, you can export everything in Excel sheet if you want to have all the data in Excel sheet. So it can be the participation, the grade, the feedback, so everything in Excel sheet if you prefer. So I'm done with this use case. I hope it has been clear for you. I can see Claire, you just joined us. So if you have a question, do not hesitate to ask me if you want me to show you again some part, or if you need to understand more some part of what I presented.
Thanks. Yeah, it was nice, but my screen doesn't let me